All right, look, I'm gonna make a super quick video today because I am not in the mood to make this, but I had to make a point, to put something out. So this is my topic for today: is timing. Like God's timing. You gotta have faith if you want to like leave stuff up to God. Like you could pray and be like, "Oh, I want that job." I could pray for this and that, but like if it ain't the right time, it ain't the right time. That's pretty much like what my first video was about. Like God is in control of your life. And there's a lot of things in my life that I want to be in control of, or like I want to know like what the outcome is, like right off the bat, like, oh, is this gonna happen, or blah blah blah. And because I got like anxiety and shit, and I be thinking about different outcomes of however shit could go, and stuff like that. But I'm trying to do better about leaving it up to God. So right now I'm stressing because I got this bike, right? I'm gonna show you real quick. I got this lowrider bike, and I've been meaning to put it out for a long time, like to raffle it off and finish it. And I just, ran into problems, like lose motivation and stuff like that. But as much as I want to do it for fun, it's a paycheck at the end of the day because I put money and time into it, like trying to hustle on it. And like I got to make sure it gets done, and I got to make sure I sell the tickets and everything so I could get my paycheck of it. And man, even just putting this shit together right now, it's pissing me off. And stuff's not going in how I want to go, or like things aren't going on how I thought they were gonna go on. And I'm just like, man, like, do I do this? Do I do that? And I was sitting there like wondering what I should do. And I got this Bible app, and like every 2 times a day, I read a different prayer. So in the morning I read a prayer and then a devotion, and then at night I read another prayer in the same devotion. And it usually gives me like a notification around like 8 o'clock to read the prayer. And sometimes like if I'm doing something, I'm like, I'll read that shit later. I'll read it later. But sometimes like it's good with even whatever you're doing, it's always good to just stop in the middle of it and just pray. And I was doing this and I was like, man, like I should probably just pray. And I was like, the other half of my head was all like, man, just like try to get that shit on, try to get whatever you're doing. And I was like, all right. So I kept trying to do it, and I just kept running into more problems. And I was getting like pissed off. But I just stopped, and I read my prayer, and I sat down and I chilled out for a little bit. And I was looking at it and I was like, man, maybe I should do this way or that way. And yeah, I'll show you the bike right now. But it's hard if you don't put your faith in whatever you're doing. Like I'm trying to control, like, damn, why ain't this shit going on? Why ain't this shit going on? And I'm like, I want to take it somewhere tomorrow so I could show it off and like try to sell some tickets. But like maybe I ain't supposed to go tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to force it, and I'm trying to like get shit on the bike, and like like I could be scratching up the chrome or scratching up the paint trying to get it on, forcing it on when like really it ain't supposed to go on right now. And I learned that when I was working on cars a lot, when I had a job like as a mechanic at a shop. Man, I would put stuff on and I would have so much trouble getting a piece on, like let's say like the finishing part. And I'd be like, man, like why is this shit happening? Like, why am I running into problems right now? And most of the time, it's funny, most of the time I'd be forgetting something. There's a reason, like it's almost like if God was like trying to like, hey bro, don't put that shit on yet. Like you're forgetting something. But like obviously he can't tell me that shit. But I'd be like working on a car, and like I would be putting the shit together, and I'd be forgetting to put a piece back on, or maybe a hose wasn't tightened down properly. And then like I'd try to force the parts on, and maybe eventually they'd get on, but sometimes they wouldn't even do it. And I'd have to look back and be like, what am I missing? And then I look at something and I'd be like, damn, I forgot to take that off, or damn, I forgot to put that back on. And I have to backtrack a little bit. And then once I do it and I go back to the last part, it always goes on like smooth. And I'm like, bruh, like instead of me getting mad now, like I'm thanking God, because I'm like, hey, thanks for looking out for me and like catching that, because I didn't even see it. And maybe it's like with this, it's like I'm trying to force this stuff on, but like maybe that ain't the right way it should go. And that seems to be the case for the bike. Is like maybe this part I should put it on a different way. Maybe it'll look better this way. And maybe there's still some stuff I gotta do before I even get that on. So I'm just trying to figure out like, what to go about next on the bike. And so I could sell this shit, because it's stressing me out at this point. But Yeah, let me see if you can see it. I don't want to show it like that much, and my garage is pretty messy, but you know, you can see it a little bit. I ain't gonna show it too much, but you get the gist of it. And you know, like, I'm gonna make a video, of course, when it's done. But yeah, that's pretty much the deal for today. And I didn't want to make a YouTube video. I'm about to go inside. I'm overworking on this shit. It's 9 o'clock. I'm cold. My hands are cold. I'm going inside. But you know, not my resolution. I didn't make a resolution, but I just made goals for myself as what I want to accomplish. And this was one of the things. Is like, I've been procrastinating about making videos for a long time, and like, I'm gonna make it a point, you know, like, to really like put out a video every day, or at least attempt to. So yeah, that's the video for today. You know, like, I know it's just me venting, I guess, but yeah, just leave that shit up to God, whatever you're doing. And if something feels a little forceful, like, maybe you should look at it. Maybe it ain't ready to go on, or maybe you should look at it differently and see if it's really meant for that, like, really meant to happen. So just sit back, relax, let God drive the whip, and just steer it, bro. Just steer it, just chill out. But nah, I was cringy as fuck. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that. God bless. Peace.